Good day. I'm African Crypto Warlord. It's raining outside today. Rather lovely day, just not for the internet. Let me restart this video. So, what we're looking at here is the 1 minute, but we're gonna go all the way back to our 3-day, and we will tell everyone why it pumped. Because we were here, and we talked about something which is called positive drift. I don't know if I got the point across nicely, but this is what I am talking about. Shannon's positive drift pulled us through this whole region, okay, and now Shannon's expanding positively correlated, so that's pump. We've hit our mean on our 3-day VRE, okay. As you can see, we close it in 15 hours. Let me drag this up. We close it in 15 hours, and it's not a bad place to be, considering it could be a whole bunch of random places to be, and we've bounced in, and we're sort of looking for testings through, what's this, 860, 86, just call it 8635. Okay, so what do I do to know that this is going to be carrying on or stopping this pumperoonie we've had here? So we have a few cautionary moments and things we need to look out for. Okay, so currently we're still expanding to the upside. Okay, so the rules go: if these are red and this is down below this funny little dotted line, if this is below the line, it dumps. Okay, if these are green or blue, and this is below the dotted line, then that's called positive drift. So what happened? We had we had correlation, negative correlation, and we were floating sideways. Then we had expansion to the downside, so this went red, this went down, and that causes this. Okay, boom. Now we start pulling out, and we had, this is what we were identifying, okay, with these 3 candles, and this showed us that no matter how many bears were piling in onto XRP, the bots and algos were gonna lift the trades. Even if it dumped more, they will be wicks. Okay, now we contracted, giving us sideways. What does this do? This helps reset 6 days worth of daily time frame indicators, 6 days worth of 4-hour candles, 12. That's it. It's a whole bunch of candles that get reset here. Mean reversion flashes happening 3 days. Okay, we're lining up. You can put distribution cones on here. I'm happy with 3, but I really like to have them all flashing, and I'll put a distribution cone on there for like a really long-term move. Okay, because this to me would make sense that these 3 flashes are maybe flashing on a distribution cone from a previous time that we've already set out, so that will help me identify that. We're having an outlier event on the 3-day. Okay, at some time this thing needs to turn around and revisit this mean, but when it goes red, you'll more than likely see a big fat wick to off of a bullish candle, but it only confirms, so that thing's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, until it crosses through the blue line. Okay, otherwise you can get quite trapped unless you're using stuff like this, which will tell you positive or negative drift. Why? So that you can see if you can get a higher fill for your short. You don't need to take every signal on the 3-day. You just need to know, in current market structure, where am I on the 3-day? Cool, now I'm going to go to the 12-hour to see if I can get filled higher for a short, or see if the move is coming over. So because I woke up a little later today, you got to make sure, am I maybe a bit late for this move? Do I maybe look for a long and then a short? You know, there's no point in shorting and then it going against you when you could have filled at a higher price from 8852. You could have got 8857, depending on how small you want to be. What we have here, we have our fast Pearson correlation and our fast raw data Shannon they speak to each other, and they telling me that we are going sideways in comparison to our longer term period. Shannon Entropy over here, our column, and this grey little cloud is what it walkie-talkies to. So when this longer term one is still expanding and this shorter term one is contracting but in positive correlation, that tells me there's a little bit of sideways actions here. But considering that the 3-day is lining up with this, I'm going to be playing more with the 12-hour expansion to the upside. I do believe there is a possibility for another small red expansion candle within this, and we'll show you why. Okay, 6. Half the time frames, I get to see what's happening here. So we're contracting negatively correlated. Our super scalper is coming off of bearish div that's come through here now. Okay, and we're coming in to test the mean. I like to know what's happening around our means, because they lining up with some of my VRE levels. This didn't dump as hard as a bunch of people expected. This thing's gone through its mean. We haven't even come anywhere near close our VRE levels. So either there's two things. There's more continuation to the downside, or the bears are defending the mean. So we have to flip now down to lower term time frames to figure out what's happening. We've seen the 3-day have an outlier event. We've seen the 12-day have confusion on Shannon Entropy, but it's still wanting to push through. We just saw a 6-day not wanting to push through all the way through. Okay, we see here super scalper. Obviously that's our super scalper exit at the top here, but as we can see here, we still have some mean reversion coming down on our 3-hour, but we're expanding. This is still expanding, right? Contraction. This is all confused. This is just as confused as the 12-hour. This is a whole bunch of places to get wrecked. Let me tell you that. Patience is key. Patience is key. There's no point in entering a trade just to prove a point. Patience is key. 90-minute expansion. So we contracted. This is what drifted us up, man. We have some contraction on our Shannon Entropy. It was significantly correlated, which means it significantly looked like the algos are pushing this thing up. Okay, this is now what you learn about the flows of volatility. This thing's expanding. If this can cross the mean on a 90-minute and the next 2 candles are red, this thing pumps itself out of here. Okay, but if this starts to get through its mean and these contract, negative drift, we're gonna get capped off at the red line. What's that? 88, 888. Okay, that's the 90-minute. Don't rush these zones. If we were to do percentage moves here, this is one of these candles was more money than a bank will make you in South Africa in a year. It's like, just be precise. Just be precise. Outlier event of our 45-minute kicking in above our reverse wave trend. Okay. Contraction positively correlated. This thing's gonna see if it can try to go red. We have this trying to close above the pink line. Okay. It's gonna try to close above the pink line. Contraction. It's done its phase. It mean reverted. It's done contracting. It's giving a little bit of a mixed signal. We have a few guys. We've had an outlier event. This is contracting. Stuff's going random. They sort of talking to each other, but they're all not hitting each other. And this is what people don't see. Is in a range of what? This thing's just scooped 7% to the downside. Just in a range, man. And your signal processing is nuts, is skits. And they go, oh, you can't do it on the 1 minute. I'll show you now why you want to do it on the 1 minute. Like, everything's going wacky over here. You need to see what the heck is actually going on. 15-minute. I'm not comfortable with a trade like this. For me, it has no significance in my book with regards to it having a longevity. Obviously, if you're willing to risk it, cool, man. You're making yourself 5% to the upside. But just wait until it starts getting cut down, and all the noise starts coming in. All the noise starts coming in. Those are my levels. This is the reverse wave trend coming through. But look how far. Because I know this thing rocks. For me, with as much volatility as we're currently having, for this thing not to do 1.85% tells me it's being saved for later. Okay. 5 minute. So I'll be looking to trade these two red lines. For sure. For sure. I'll see if we get some continuation to the upside here at 94. But man, this thing looks like she's trending significant. That's just gonna add us this. What's happening on a 5 minute is gonna give us float up into the mean. Okay. We're gonna hit an outlier event on our next candle. This thing's gonna be trending. So still red flashes soon. New red flashes. Now we throw it up on the 1 minute. Okay. So we are literally trying to defend a whole bunch of 1 minute mean reversion points on some of the hardest times to trade. Right, like this, just this section is trying to beat a whole bunch of 1 minute time frames. Do you know how good you have to be to know that it's like a 4 hour positive drift or something that will be pushing you up? Not clever, observant. What's the next best move? Yeah, for me, this looks like it can bang really hard. Like really push through if those next two if these next three columns are red over here. Man, this thing goes through the roof. But we will only know once this crosses here, and if this goes contraction, Shannon contracts, and this goes over here. Expect this place to be a range for a while. So there's a lot of fighting that needs to happen here. There's a lot of trades. There's a lot of guys that are going to be liquidated. We have some market memory on a monthly previous over here, okay, which is lining up with a weekly. This is, to me, this is our new monthly. That's our new monthly mean. So this thing's ranging. This thing started trending now. It told you that she was ready to trend. Now she's ranging, so she can base. That's a monthly. Monthly 2 Laplace level. Over here, this is our daily. We have current daily. So if those are your two ranges, it's not looking. This is your number 1, 2, 3 monthly level, 95. Daily 95, and this is a huge range now, man. This is a huge range now. That's where you're gonna defend if it gets there. I'm not saying it can't, but that's where it gets defended, seeing as we're so far away from a lot of things. It's also crypto, man. This thing can do what it wants, huh? But that's your 4 hour. Those are the kind of things that help support these low time frame. You'll see now. Just wicks, man. Just wicks. It mean reverted. Someone bought it up. So, like, it's called book flipping. Back into the mean. Does it even get there? 30-second. That's our flash. We saw a flash telling us percentage is starting to get exhausted to the downside. There's a flash. Contraction, negatively correlated, positive drift. So this thing dumps itself into positive drift. That's what it's currently doing. I hope you guys have a good day. You guys saw the levels. Let's not panic.